My family seemed disappointed I beat my illness. My little nephew confirmed my suspicions. Plus update. Original post. I, male 47, was diagnosed with cancer about 6 months ago. I don't know what happened, but I was misdiagnosed. It wasn't malignant as the initial diagnosis. Anyway, I'm recovering. I don't know why, but it felt like mom, female 73, and my sister, female 35, weren't all glad about me recovering. I didn't make a fuss, but I told my girlfriend, female 38, about my observation. She told me not to worry and that they were probably still in shock. We were invited to my mom's house last Sunday, and that's when my nephew, male 12, was a bit angry and blurted out something about him thinking he was gonna be rich soon because I was sick. It felt like a gut punch. I'm child-free, so I don't really know when people start being a-holes. But it felt like he's still too young for that. So the next explanation is that he's heard the adults around him. I laughed and looked at my family. They pretended that they didn't hear. Only my girlfriend watched me in horror. I asked my nephew why he would think he would get rich when I have my girlfriend. He was confused. I saw my sister turn around at that announcement. My girlfriend spent the rest of the evening holding my hand, caressing it. Mom called the day after and she was dancing around the subject, trying to find out more. I never discussed my will with anyone, but what were they expecting? I've been with my girlfriend for 13 years. She's the love of my life and my family. What the heck is going on? I'm changing my will, excluding my nephews who I thought I would leave some for, is going to charity instead. Now for the top advice before reading the update. Talk to a lawyer about a POA or living will to make sure your girlfriend can make medical and financial decisions for you if you are incapacitated. You don't want your family to have any type of access, and some countries don't honor common law relationships. You should also ask about structuring your will to minimize the chance of relatives contesting the will. That may mean leaving a small amount to each family member, or it may be that you only need to specify that they have deliberately been excluded, but that is advice you should get from an attorney. Truthfully, the best defense is to marry his girlfriend. In my state, it means she would inherit even in an intestate situation. Pretty sure this was the whole point of marriage, not the religious aspect, not the love aspect. It's for estate management and tax breaks. Married people make kids which grow into more working citizens. Back to OP scenario, I'd marry that woman in a heartbeat. When money's involved, it's only when you know the level of people's greed. It's good you know. Just a shame it's people who should be close. I've seen it loads, and it never ceases to amaze me. I know these things happen, I just never expected them happening to me. When you change your will, intentionally leave $1 for each relative that might expect something financial from it. If God forbid something happens to you, having an intentionally small amount left to those specified people will limit how much they can drag your girlfriend to court to contest it, which would be the last thing she would have the energy to deal with while mourning the love of her life. This is so awful. Your mother should have been devastated at the thought of losing you, not planning a luxury vacation. In your place, I'd consider marrying your girlfriend just to make everything completely incontestable. Screw them. Yeah, we never cared about marriage before, but now I freaking do. Do it in secret/elope and keep her maiden name. That way, if you do pass before the others, it'll be a nice surprise for them too. And now for the update. So this blew up. I wasn't expecting that, and I can't thank you enough. The message is loud and clear. Marry your girlfriend. In my defense, neither of us have ever thought about it. We're happy and we've always seen each other as each other's family. Unfortunately, that's probably not how the world sees us, and it's sad. About the will. I'm guessing the majority of you are from the US, but where I come from, as long as I don't have children, nobody can really contest a will. My mom would be the only person who could contest, and it wouldn't work since only children's inheritance right is protected by law and can't be willed away. I spent all night yesterday reading your comments with my girlfriend sleeping beside me. She woke up around 3 a.m. and smiled at me. God, I love her beautiful face. And I just blurted out, "Will you marry me?" She smiled even more and said yes, and then snuggled up in my arms. I was in heaven. In the morning, she asked me, "Did you propose last night?" with the biggest smile on her face, and I said yes. She said, "Finally," with a twinkle in her eye, and then she kissed me. She then told me that she was here when I felt ready to talk about my nephew. I don't have any social media, but my girlfriend does, and she shared that we're engaged. Mom called me 2 hours later to ask if it was a joke. She asked, "Why now?" And I didn't hold back. I told her that for the past 10 years or so, I've been treated as a cash cow for my sister and her family. Always expected to pay. And only the most expensive things. My sister even insinuated that her oldest son, male 14, is expecting a Porsche when he turns 18. And instead of acknowledging my generosity, they were disappointed that I didn't die. Mom started crying at this, swearing that it was all in my head. They're all so grateful and happy that I'm fine, but that I shouldn't forget that they're my real family. My girlfriend is still young and she could move on with her life should the worst happen, but that they'll always be my family. Mom said girlfriend also has a career of her own and is childless, so she isn't in need. I might add that neither is my sister and her family. I told Mom, well, my girlfriend always been my family. And now she's becoming my family on paper too. Mom started crying again and asked me if I'm planning to disinherit the boys now because of a stupid comment made by a child. And if I did disinherit them, would that also mean that I'm disinheriting my girlfriend's niece too? I told her that she should wait for me to die to find out, shouldn't she? She said there's no point talking to me when I'm like this. She begged me not to do anything stupid and wished me good night. No congratulations. Nothing. Now what's left is to find my girlfriend. No, my fiancé, an engagement ring. She's very simple and minimalistic. She wants something small and simple. Her only request is that I choose it. Please send any suggestions my way because I'm new to this business. I will put some photos of what I've found so far on my page since the sub doesn't allow sharing images. Tell me your opinion and give me your best rings. Damn, this got long. Sorry guys. Edit, not gonna make another update. Thanks again for all the congratulations. It felt good to get the support. And thank you for all the suggestions about engagement rings. Since neither of us like attention, especially my fiancé, what a beautiful thing to call her. We're eloping. She was very happy when she suggested that and found out I wanted the same. Instead, when I'm fully recovered, we're taking a long vacation to the Maldives or Mexico. Right now, I don't wish for anything else. Because of a stupid comment made by a child, kids always tell the truth in my experience. So, she can put that fact up her butt. Adults lie, kids don't. She said there's no point talking to me when I'm like this. She begged me not to do anything stupid and wished me goodnight. Disinherit them all. They deserve nothing. Your mother has no empathy, and she's extremely entitled. Make sure your will cannot be contested. Make sure they got nothing. Money reveals people's true character, as they say. He should will them each $1. $1 each. That way, they absolutely know he thought it through, didn't forget anyone, and gave them what they deserved. They weren't forgotten and have no grounds on which to contest. Congrats, OP. On everything. Be happy. I came here to read a first post only to find this update. Congratulations for your health, for your engagement. Unique center stones are a big thing these days. Not sure if she's into traditional diamonds. They have salt and pepper ones. Or non-traditional, her birthstone. I'm positive whatever you get her will be stunning and make her happy, as what's most important to her was the question asked. Your family sounds like a variation of mine. I'm not well off, so mine would just be upset I lived. In saying that, I'm really sorry. You sound like a good person despite your family. I'd also leave them guessing till I was dead. Humans are awful, and I'm so happy you found one who loves you the way you deserve. The standard issued ones are broken. I'm sending your heart a warm squeeze. My family's the same way. Hope you live long, happy, and successful more than them all put together. Be happy, healthy, and successful. Hope life treats you kinder ahead and you're surrounded by the loveliest people who enter your life going forward. Wow, my family sucks. But even they would pretend to be happy that I recovered. What a painful thing to realize. I hope Opie and his fiancé will be very happy for a very long time. Once I got the all-clear sign from my doctor, my mom made a mom-sized hole in my door and has rarely been seen since. My first thought was she barged in to hug you. Now I'm sad. Now for the last story. I, 30 male, broke up with my girlfriend, 33 female, of 4 years. She asked me to stay involved in the life of her son, 6 male, because I'm like a father to him, but I don't want to be involved anymore. My girlfriend and I were together for 4 years, and when we got together, her son was 2 years old. I accepted him as part of my girlfriend and was involved in his life up until now. The father wasn't around, so we have a pretty strong bond with each other, and we had fun together. I was somewhat of a father figure for him. In the last year of the relationship with my girlfriend, everything went downhill relationship-wise for me. I wasn't happy anymore and wasn't getting the fulfillment I desired from the relationship. My girlfriend always had something else to prioritize over me, whether that was her friends or her hobbies. I'm not talking about her son because I understand that. Despite efforts to resolve this, it didn't work out for me. I felt guilty for wanting to end a relationship, but I was still unhappy and realized that I had to make the selfish decision of breaking up to find my own happiness. I tried so hard to make it work, but if it isn't going to work, I'm going to accept that. I by no means hate my ex. We just had different expectations from our relationship. The breakup was really hard on my ex. For the past weeks, I have been getting texts and calls from her daily, borderline begging me to come back, but I have made my decision and standing by it. This eventually stopped. After this, she asked if I still wanted to be part of her son's life, because he has been asking for me ever since I have stopped coming around, and he is having a hard time with me not around. She said that I'm like a dad for him, and that it would mean the world for him if I stayed a part of his life. But truth be told, I don't want to be part of his life anymore. He is a great kid, and I know this breakup hurts him just as much, and I feel guilty about this. But I also know that I don't want that in my life anymore. I want to enjoy my single life and build my own future, and I don't think I want her son to be a part of it. I definitely won't be dating women with kids anymore in the future to avoid painful situations like these. I definitely know what I want, but I am now just stuck on how to give my ex and her son closure. Should I meet up with them one last time so she has closure, or should I just let things fade out and let him forget me over time? Now for the advice. Mom of 3 here. Don't meet up. Don't stay in the kid's life. There have been posts on here recently of people in similar situations. Guys who have stayed in the kid's life, and lo and behold, they get a new girlfriend who isn't a fan of that, and it causes big problems in the relationship because the new romantic partner ends up taking a backseat to the needs of an ex-girlfriend's child who is no relation. You know you want to move on, get married someday, and have kids of your own. Don't do anything to jeopardize that. Leave the past in the past. Yes. Also, the child is only 6 years old. It feels like a big deal right now, and I know it's hurtful and a little traumatic, but continuing the relationship with a child will only increase the risk of trauma later on, both for him and for OP and OP's potential future family. I feel like 6 is old enough to get some trauma, unfortunately. But that's not OP's fault. It's no one's fault. It just is what it is, unfortunately. I've been a single mom for 4 years. This thread makes me never want to date again. My poor babies. Single father here. I think dating is okay, but it's how you present your partner to your kid, especially before getting married. If the kid sees them occasionally and you don't show any affection to the partner around a kid, then it's not so big of a deal, I think. They could just be a random friend or relative that lives far away. I think things get really tricky once you want to act like you are a couple around the kids. I would personally only start showing that once I'm engaged or nearly engaged, because that is the point when it's really real, and is much less likely to be a temporary situation. Oh, this is hard. I suspect meeting up with him one last time is going to do more harm than good to him. At 6 is still really too young to understand what's truly going on here and what that means for the future, namely that you won't be around anymore. What I would do is tell your ex, firmly but kindly, that while you have truly loved the time you spent with her son, you will not be staying in his life as a father figure, and that your decision is final in this respect. And that you want to do what she thinks is best to give him closure, but you don't want to cause him any more confusion or pain. Then let her decide what to do from there. My guess is that she'll seize contact at that point. If she does decide to do one last meetup, make sure she is clear on the fact that this will be the last one, and has prepared her son for that as best as she can. Staying in his life as a father figure isn't fair on him. She will have other partners, and Opie's not his dad. It's sad that the relationship has broken down, but it's worse to have a variety of people who are maybe in your life, maybe not. A childhood friend of mine was raised by a single mom. Well, I say single, but in reality, she had a string of boyfriends who would move in and play dad for a while, until she broke it off. From what I was told, these men weren't exactly top-shelf guys. By the time we finished school, he'd had 7 fathers, not including his biological father, who he never knew. He said by the time the 4th one showed up, he had his emotional walls fully up, and could not bear to be attached to yet another guy who would be gone soon. It's so important for kids that single parents don't inflict a series of short-term relationships on their kids. Yep, This sounds exactly right. When divorced parents started dating, move in with their new partners, move out, then have the next partner move in, kids get beyond checked out. Even without heavy emotional defenses, you lose the ability to care all that much about the new people in your life.